this is Fusebox, number 93, Heat Merchant. And you are learning to sweat the little stuff.
Yes, soaking in our own natural juices, friends. Welcome in indeed to this 93rd edition of Fusebox, entitled Heat Merchant. And I'm your flash fried to a crackly crunch host, Mark Rose. And over there, gyrating madly between gulps of Mr.Pibb, the Duke of Dials himself, Milk Canes, everybody.
Yeah, Mr.Pibb, yeah, I remember that stuff. Wasn't that the knockoff of Dr. Pepper or something?
Yes, you are correct, sir, and a foul contender, I must say, in my own humble opinion, which does not in any way reflect the opinions of Fusebox staff or management thereof.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to piss off the Mr.Pibb Preservation Society or anything.
You know, I actually think the stuff is still being sold in some parts of this country, Mr. Gaines.
Really? See? You learn important shit on this show. Just do.
Yeah, you see, I've said that for years now. We really do a public service many times on this show and always strive to inform and entertain the little people. Wherever and whenever we can, in our small and, some would say, insignificant and futile ways. But there it is. And there you are. Thanks so much for pushing play on this edition of the show. And we have to be...
Oh, sorry, man.
No. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say was, I was just wondering, have you seen this show on Amazon called Bosch?
What? A show on a streaming media? Mr. Caines, you shock me, sir. However, did you view such content? I mean, your distaste for allthings.com is pretty much legendary.
Now, wait a minute. Now, don't get your panties in a wad. I was over at Marcy's place the other night, and she's really hooked on it. So, we watched an episode or three.
Oh, yes, the mystery woman. Okay, yeah, and?
Well, it's a really good show, man. I mean, the pilot show was sort of like, they're trying to find their footing. But the second and third show, it's just happening. I dig it a lot.
Yeah, I've heard of the show. It's an Amazon original thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what? And I'm thinking that somebody on this show. Eric Overmyer. Yeah, he's the showrunner there, I think. He's been associated with another chap, David Simon, who's also a terrific writer-producer, by the way. They both created The Wire and Treme, among other stuff.
Yeah, this guy's named Harry Bosch, and he's an L.A. County homicide detective. And, I don't know. You just believe the guy, you know? He's an interesting dude.
Titus Welliver is the chap's name. Some may remember him from the ill-fated last season of Lost as the Man in Black, or in a much better series, if you ask me, but you're not, Deadwood. But yeah, I've heard good things about that. I see it up there every time I scan the offerings over there at Amazon Prime. So I will check that out.
Yeah, definitely not a waste of time. You know, I know you were a fan of The Wire, so
yeah,
I thought you might dig this. And there are a couple of folks from that in there, too. The guy, Jamie Hector, plays Bosch's partner.
Yeah, okay.
He's real good, too. I think, anyway. But what the hell do I know?
Well, a high praise recommendation coming from you, sir. As I know, the allure of the interwebs are lost on you for the most part. And you know, it just dawned on me. Harry Bosch. Hieronymus Bosch. Harry is sort of short for...
Yep, they go there. You'll see. It's kind of cool. You know, he's a big jazz fan, too, so there are these little moments where a jazz cat is mentioned, but not overtly. Like, there are two officers in a squad car, and maybe their names are something like Dexter and Gordon.
Great. Dexter Gordon, the great sax guy. Yeah, sure. Well, this definitely sounds intriguing. I know both David Simon and Eric Overmyer are big music fans, and that had a lot to do with the flavors of a show like Treme, which is an all-time favorite of mine. So thanks, Mr. Keynes, for that entertainment update. And we shall be back momentarily with other auditory adventures right after this.
Are you tired of endless video streams of silly animal tricks, awkward human calamities, and half-baked conspiracy theories?
Yeah. No.
74.
Meh.
On this.
Pick.
Possibly.
Gosh, Uncle Carl. These podcasts are nothing but hot, steaming piles of shit. How does a guy find a decent podcast these days, anyway?
I know what you mean, Timmy. Here, try Fusebox.
Apply Fusebox to infected area only.
Wow! Thanks, Uncle Carl. Fusebox is the shit.
Yes! Relive great Fusebox audio moments of past shows, or current shows made previous to past shows, running currently in the past. Feed your ears for hours of not really video, but feels like it, knee-slapping, sometime wholesome, but not really audio goodness. Check out the Fusebox Show on YouTube today.
We're back, and just giddy with possibilities. On the aforementioned show, which we are all a part of, aren't we, friends? I mean, in the big picture. We have a new review from the video Vixen herself. Also, an update to a story we continue to watch as it develops, that being the infamous net neutrality issue, and also another wondrous installment of Don't Be That Chick, all coming up momentarily. But as we were talking about the care and feeding of your Bolivian aqua gopher, there's this. An autopsy report says a 38-year-old Florida man was killed by an exploding vape pen. The Tampa Bay Times reports firefighters found the man's body inside his burning home. The Pinellas Pasco Medical Examiner's report says the explosion sent 2 pieces of the vape pen into the man's cranium. The report lists the cause of death as projectile wound of the head. He also suffered burns on about 80% of his body. The death was ruled an accident. The vape was manufactured by Smoke, capital E, Mountain.
I saw what they did there.
The Food and Drug Administration says it's not clear what causes some vape pens to explode, but it could stem from battery-related issues.
Well, smoking kills, man.
Yeah. Really? What kind of horrible karmic toss is that? I mean, killed by your vape pen? Yikes.
Probably never knew what hit him.
I saw what you did there. Hit, toke, smack, right, huh? Am I right?
Yeah, you don't miss a trick, do you?
They don't call me Old Eagle Eye for nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, really, this is a horribly unfortunate thing to have happen. I'm going to be honest here, friends. I know of no other such fatality anywhere else in the world. But then, we only need to look at the state of origin and realize a not-so-subtle pattern emerging here. It's why we ask in truly reverent and compassionate terms,
what the fuck, Florida?
Yeah. So there has been a significant victory, albeit one in a succession of steps needed to override this net neutrality ban thing. The Senate has passed the Reinstatement Bill 52 to 47 just a few days ago.
Yeah, so who the hell are the 47 who voted against it? And have they been watching the calendar lately? A lot of those asshats are up for re-election soon, right?
Yes, you are correct. Many are, but, here's the thing. Some of these folks may be in bed with the cable companies for any number of reasons, right? But not necessarily due to graft, but for other, maybe even legit ones. I don't know. But I do know that when this bill hits the House, it's going to require a full majority vote to succeed. Then Orange Guy has to sign off on it, which I think it's pretty safe to say he's not the least bit keen on that idea, you know?
Yeah, but 86% of the population that votes is in favor of this thing, right?
Oh, yeah. Seriously, no rational mind cannot want these safeguards in place, unless, of course, you stand to benefit immensely from the profits of gouging the public and the media streaming services as well. But, it's just a bad idea, and one that really needs to be closely watched. It's good that this thing is actually happening now with the midterm election looming, because many of these folks will have to listen to the voters on this deal if they want their jobs and that free entrance to the Bohemia Grove parties. You know what I'm saying?
Just thinking about some old fat politician dancing around naked with an animal mask on makes me want to hurl.
Oh, you've been to the White House, have you? Kidding. Only kidding. Not really. So we will keep our third eyes peeled on this topic because it really does impact our everyday lives, friends, and certainly could and would impact our wallets.
Yeah, and they better damn well keep their hands out of my pants.
Well said, sir. Well said. And speaking of Vixens.
Where?
Down, boy. Only in spirit. Only in spirit. We indeed have another delightful offering from the Video Vixen. This time, yes, we're sniffing the sordid and seamy underside of life.
Isn't it always?
Sadly, yes. But now, an insightful view into the relic known as Bad Girls Do Cry.
Why does a beautiful doll like you waste her time slinging hash?
It's a job. What else would I do?
You ever think of modeling? A lot of money and a fine future in it. You got a lot in the ball. Sounds like a gag, but this is on the up and up. All you gotta do is look pretty. Here's my card. Drop in tomorrow, I'll look for you.
The Video Vixen. Bad Girls Do Cry, 1965. Director, Sid Melton. Stars, Bill Page, Bill Marks, and Misty Ayers.
If there's anything we've learned from classic cheapy sexploitation films, young ladies who run off to the city to make it big end up getting drugged, raped, and forced into prostitution. In the midst of all this drama, there's usually time for these poor victims to slowly strip off their clothing for the lucky audience. Bad Girls Do Cry certainly delivers for those of us who appreciate this sort of freakiness. This is one of those movies that is so bad it's good. We get to hear awful stock music totally unrelated to anything on screen. This film is dubbed. We hardly get to see a person talk, just characters' reactions to what that person is saying. If we do see a person talk, it's never in sync with the audio. Purposeful attempts at humor fall flat, although I did like the drunk lady who hid her booze in the garbage. And why is there an obviously gay man visiting one of the prossies at the whorehouse? It's amazing this flick ever saw the light of day, It was filmed in 1954, but wasn't released until 1965. I'm just glad it was freed into the wild because this one is hilarious. I'm the Video Vixen. And remember, behave yourselves.
Now, you know, when the Video Vixen was first describing this movie and she referred to it being completely dubbed, I immediately thought it was a Doris Wishman film from around the same era, shot under an alias or something. But it was a wee too early for Doris. She was still shooting nudist films at the time, I think. But she most always shot what is known as MOS, or without sound. They would shoot the film silent and then ADR or dub in the audio later. Now, said dialogue performed hopefully to picture, but, you just never knew.
Yeah, I just pulled her up here. She directed her last film called A Night to Dismember in 1983. Starred Samantha Fox.
Yes, the lovely Samantha Fox from adult cinema. Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like she later moved to Coral Gables, Florida, and found work in an adult novelty store.
Indeed, but our buddies at Something Weird Video over there in Seattle, they started to market her older work. And you know what? Before you knew it, old Doris there was a cult object and gaining popularity. She was a guest on Conan O'Brien's show a couple of times, for crying out loud. And
says here she was honored by the New York Underground Film Festival in 1998.
Well, I mean, if you're anything like me, friends, and like a cheesy, it's so awful it's great flick, then check out Miss Wishman. She's really one of a kind.
Might be a blessing, that.
Possibly. Most possibly, yes. Thanks to the vivacious Video Vixen for that commentary, and be sure to check out her site as well, videovixen.com, for more insightful reviews and such as that there stuff. We also will, of course, link her in the show notes for your convenience.
The show for everybody, but not everybody will like it. Fusebox.
Don't be that chick.
So, where should we eat?
I don't care. Any place is fine.
Well, you hungry for anything in particular?
Nope. Anything sounds good to me. Whatever you feel like.
Okay. How about tacos?
Huh? No, not tacos. I had tacos for lunch last week.
Last week? Well, then you pick a place.
I really don't care where we eat. You decide.
How about burgers? You feel like burgers?
You do know I'm vegan, right?
You are? Okay, then maybe you should just pick the place.
I really don't care where we eat. You decide.
What about that new seafood place? I hear it.
Ew, seafood? You know that's meat, right?
Right. Meat. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, I know. How about pancakes?
Ugh. Breakfast? For dinner?
Well, then you pick.
I don't care where we eat. Seriously. Any place is fine.
Soup.
But I'm really hungry. Soup won't be enough.
Okay. Lasagna.
Italian? Yuck.
Mexican, then.
That's even worse than Italian.
Chinese.
Chinese? Seriously?
Sweetheart, I really think you should pick the place, okay?
I told you. I don't care where we...
The new sushi place, that's supposed to be the...
I don't eat anything with a face, Todd.
Fine. French.
No.
Southern.
No.
Ethiopian.
No.
Russian.
No.
Canadian!
Whatever. I don't care. Just decide.
I'm trying, Janine. What about...
No.
Then how about...
Ew. Gross.
Salad? Sushi? Shish kebab?
You already said sushi.
I know I already said sushi! You know what? Let's just stay in and eat, okay? We'll just fix something here to eat. How does that sound?
Fine, whatever.
Let's heat up what we had last night. It was really good and it
Leftovers. We're going to eat leftovers.
You know what? I decided I'm not that hungry. You fix whatever you want.
I'm not hungry either.
Fine.
Fine.
How about we pop some popcorn and watch a movie?
Okay, that's a good idea.
Great. I'll make the popcorn. Hey, which movie should we watch, hon?
I don't care. You decide.
Romantic comedy?
No.
Action?
Mm-mm.
Documentary? Horror? Animation? Foreign? Sci-fi? Porn?
I told you, I'm a vegan.
The hell does that have to do with me?
I said I don't care what movie we watch. Just pick one.
How about a nice murder mystery?
That's not funny.
You're right. I'm sorry. Anyway, popcorn's done. Do you want butter?
I don't care. You decide.
A complete illusion there, friends, right? Clearly, a situation like that only exists in some comedy hell dimension. Never happens. Ever.
Nope. Not ever.
Thanks to Erica Mighty and Mike Vaughn for helping us bring that one to life. Penned by the guy who wouldn't know anything about those dynamics at all. That's correct, Jeff Pollard.
Pollard just makes shit up. I mean, it's never really like that anywhere.
And with that lovely morsel of healthy and fortified ear food, we're going to call it a show, but not before thanking our contributors with vim and vigor. Even without Vim and his nasty little friend Vigor, we'd like to extol the virtues. Erica Mighty, Eric Newsom, Trista Perez, Jeff Pollard, and Mike Vaughn for keeping us on the straight and narrow, if only in our minds. And, of course, thanks as well to the nimble fingers of Milk Kings for superior technical assistance, as always.
My pleasure, amigo.
But above all, friends, thanks to you for pushing play on this edition of Fusebox. We could not, nay, would not, even should not, do this program without you. So, please feel more than free to subscribe to this humble show wherever you may have found it on the vast interwebs out there, and do yourself a big favor and visit the Fusebox store as well to find all manner of curiosities and wonderments located at the fuseboxstore.com and, pushing that little shopping button there. You can do the same thing at our Facebook page, The Fusebox Show, on the Book of Face there, and click the Shop Now button. And believe me, every little bit helps the effort here for sure. So we truly and sincerely thank you for your patronage. And I have been your entirely memorable in that sort of vague kind of way host, Mark Rose, saying until our next cartoon.
Fuse.